Welcome everybody to another episode of Dummies on the Hardwood. It's just me and Benny today. Isaac is out with his family.
Your favorite duo.
We had an interesting week in terms of injuries around the league. Kyrie got hurt. LeBron got hurt.
The whole Mavs squad is fucked.
The whole Mavs squad is fucked. You know, half the Lakers roster is out. You know, we'll get into that, but before we do, Benny, do you have any shout-outs?
No, we just want to shout out to everybody who's supporting us. Continue to share the love. Dummies on the Hardwood. We are on all platforms. Spotify, YouTube, Instagram, you name it, we're on it. Spread the love. Thank you.
Yeah, so we're just going to hop right into this. Oh, by the way, shout out to my boy Lucas. It's his birthday today. Happy birthday, Lucas.
Happy birthday, Lucas. Thank you for the support, brother.
Yeah, so injuries, man. I mean, I'm gonna start with the Mavs. The Mavs, I mean, they've had it rough recently, you know. And for those of you who don't know what happened to Kyrie Irving, or you've been living underneath a rock, Kyrie Irving tore his ACL against the Sacramento Kings this week, and it was an unfortunate break for the Dallas Mavericks, because now the Dallas Mavericks are basically relying on Klay Thompson to be their primary focal point on offense.
Well, the thing is like the whole purpose of bringing Klay was to be able to, you know, help Luka and Kyrie and to propel them into championship contenders. Now, at this point, they're just a bunch of pretenders to me. And I doubt they'll ever make the playoffs, to be honest with you. They might be a play-in, but that's about it. That's about as far as I can see Dallas going with it. I mean, damn, that's just an unfortunate break for the Mavs,
that was an unfortunate break, too. I mean, the whole season, you know, you went out and you signed Klay Thompson. And why did you sign Klay Thompson? You signed Klay Thompson to provide floor spacing next to Luka Doncic and Kyrie Irving.
And he brings that experience.
And so you signed Klay Thompson, and then in the course of the season, after making it to the title make it to the NBA Finals, where nobody expected the Dallas Mavericks to make it to the finals. No one expected the Dallas Mavericks to make the finals last year, and they ended up making the finals. After that, they decided to, for some reason, trade away Luka Doncic, which to me, I'm a Laker fan, so I'm not complaining, but, you know, as a Mavs fan,
it still doesn't make sense.
I totally get you. The trade makes absolutely zero sense. But you trade away Luka Doncic, you trade him for Anthony Davis, and Anthony Davis, you know, he hurts his groin in the first game in the third quarter against the Houston Rockets. And, you know, so this season for the Mavs, I mean, this is a god-awful season.
It's a train wreck.
This is a season that you just want to put away and shove in the closet and just forget about, because, man, oh, man, AD in his first game gets hurt. The only bright spot right now is Max Christie.
And that young second year player named Omax Prosperous, whatever his name is.
Omax Prosperous is out now too.
Yeah, he's out for the whole year. I guess my point I'm coming at is, like, last week we were kind of talking about, you know, players who were going to be eventually under pressure, and I originally said Kyrie, and, you know, God forbid, you know, he got hurt. It's unfortunate. Now I'm looking at it, it's like when AD gets back, I think all the pressure's going to be on AD now, man. And, you know, the question always is going to be luminous. Can he carry a team? And, you know, that's one of the reasons why he got traded, you know, because he can't carry a team. He's an all-star level player, superstar talent, but he can't carry a team. That's his problem. He did in New Orleans. Yes, he did it, but it was New Orleans. Now he's in Dallas.
And how far did he get in New Orleans? Second round.
Yeah, if that.
And that's what I think I mentioned in the last episode too, but, you know, you have those all-star, those number one go-to guys, SGA, Nikola Jokic, Giannis, your number ones. And then you got your number twos. Those number twos go well with your number one scorers. They're your all-stars.
They complement.
Or in the case of the Boston Celtics, they're just two flat-out superstars. But your second tier level scorers, or your second tier players, are Jamal Murray Anthony Davis, and Kyrie Irving.
Absolutely.
Just a few examples.
Yep.
They're great players on great teams, but if you put them as a number one option to carry a team to the finals, I don't think they will do that. If you take out Nikola Jokic and you're telling me that Jamal Murray is going to take you to the finals, I wouldn't believe it. It's not going to happen.
The thing is, though, it's like you made a good point, and the point I want to bring is like you brought up those second tier superstars. Every team has them. Every team needs one, right? Because certain players can't carry certain teams. What does Jamal Murray bring to the Nuggets? He brings scoring. He brings extra playmaking. When he's on, he is on. What does Anthony Davis provide? That defense. He gets the rebounds. He can score. He's a 30 point per game scorer easily.
Double threat every night.
Yeah, it's like all these superstar players have to have those complementary players, right? And it's without those superstar players, like you ain't gonna win a game. You're not gonna win, like I said, because some players just aren't built to carry teams. Look at Kristaps Porzingis when he got thrown under the bus in Dallas to be the superstar, and now look at him in Boston. He's doing better as a third option.
Also in New York too. You could say injuries in New York. But, when you got traded from New York to Dallas, you were supposed to be that number 2 behind Kyrie or behind Luka Doncic. And you fizzled out. I mean, I'm just calling it for what it is. And some players are built for it, some players aren't. But go ahead, Benny.
I was just going to say some players just got that it. They got that it.
LeBron
what I mean?
James got that it. Nikola Jokic got that it. Giannis has that it. Anthony Davis does not have that it. Kyrie Irving does not have that it. Jamal Murray does not have that it.
And when we say they don't have that it, they have that it, but they're in their roles. They stay in their own lane. They know they have to stay in their own lane because once they start stepping out of their own lane, what happens? You know what I mean? Then they're not winning games.
And
right?
I mean this is I guess what I'm saying too is like these second tier all-stars like that we just mentioned, they're great regular season players. Absolutely phenomenal regular season players. But when it comes playoff time, are they going to show up?
That's the thing. And
I mean, you could make the case Jamal Murray, Anthony Davis, yeah, they showed up, but could they but if the Lakers didn't have LeBron James, if the Nuggets didn't have Nikola Jokic, would they make the playoffs? Let's just be honest.
I mean, between the both of them,
they'd be competitive, but they wouldn't make the playoffs.
But if I'm being honest, between the both of them, I take my chances with Jamal Murray. That's just me because he's got that it. We all know what he can do when he's on and he's laser focused, especially when it comes to the Lakers. For some reason, he loves playing against the Lakers. I don't know what it is. Anthony Davis, look, he did it in New Orleans. I'm not down his capabilities. I'm just saying these players are second-tier superstars. Look what happened in Minnesota before Cat left, which is another trade that I still don't agree with, right? Karl Anthony Towns, he can't carry a team. They brought in Anthony Edwards. What's Anthony Edwards doing? He's single-handedly carrying the Wolves. So that's just another example of second-tier superstars. Look at Jalen Brunson in New York. An example right there.
He can carry a team.
He can carry a team. He's proven it. And it's so funny. I saw this post on Facebook recently regarding Jalen Brunson and Luka Doncic being taken in the same draft, and the caption was single-handedly one of the best draft. Was it draft steals or draft picks by the Mavs? Single-handedly the best.
And to think the Mavs had Jalen Brunson and Luka Doncic at one point. Man, oh man.
And
man, that was a good that was a great duo. But I want to circle back to what you mentioned about Anthony Davis being under pressure. There were reports that Anthony Davis might not even consider playing. He's contemplating whether or not it's worth playing anymore.
If I'm AD, I'm shutting it down. There's no point because if you make it, you might make a play. Let's be real. They might make a play because they're gonna beat the Suns.
So would you still put them under pressure though?
Well, I wouldn't put them necessarily under pressure. But if AD decides to come back, yet the pressure's on him now to succeed because, obviously, when you get traded like that, obviously there's going to be some emotions involved. He's probably still a little sour about the trade. I wouldn't be surprised. So he's going to come out, he's going to play hard. The pressure's going to be on him. Can he carry a team? That's the question because Jeannie Buss said it and all of Lakers brass came out, and that's one of the things was they didn't come out and say it, but that was some of the concerns that they had was can AD carry a team? Right? And AD can't carry a team. And obviously in the future, that's why they got rid of him. Right? And he's still 31. He's still in his prime. He's still got it. The only thing that's holding him back is his injuries. But we all know when this man is healthy, He's 30, 15, and he's probably averaging 2-3 blocks a game. This man's lethal. Yeah, and he's got a nice little 3-point shot going on too.
And I guess what I'm thinking about with the Mavs is, you know, I mean, you make the short-term deal, but in the long term, like, who are you building around? Max Christie,
and he's not a bad. Like I said,
Max Christie isn't a bad player. I actually liked him. He was actually starting to blossom when he was with the Lakers before he was traded away. But the Mavs, you know, there's so many things that, you know, I'm concerned with.
Yeah, and unfortunately Isaac wasn't here, so I can troll him on that. You know,
and it's just an unfortunate situation with the Mavs, and you know, I mean, best of luck to the Mavs. Best of luck to Kyrie. I mean, that's an unfortunate injury. Just when the Mavs, you know, just when it couldn't get any worse for the Mavs, Kyrie just tore his ACL, and you know
he's pretty much done for he's done for a whole year. He won't be back till like next March probably.
And that's the unfortunate piece. You know, we won't be able to see AD and Kyrie until probably sometime next year.
And then now when you look back at that, when you circle back on that trade, now you're gonna, as a Mavs fan, that's when, you know, all the sparks are flying. It's like, yeah, this is what we traded for.
So where do you think their ceiling is right now? Where do you think the Mavs are finishing?
Are we talking about in their current position right now?
Just in general, where do you think they're finishing right now? At the end of the season, where do you see them finishing?
Like I said, in the play-in, they're going to be a play-in spot. I think they barely scratched the play-in. They're getting the 10th spot, in my opinion. They get the 10th spot. If I'm Dallas personally, look, AD, there's no point coming back, dude. Like, the Mavs, they're done. I'm just going to say they're done. You're telling me you can't have a team of P.J. Washington. You can't have a team of Max. They're great players. They're good players, but they're not carrying your team. I'm just keeping it real. They're gritty, tough-nosed players.
Support players. That's who they are.
Exactly.
They're support players.
They know their roles. So, Mavs, you know, I would honestly just tank it. Just tank it. Just, you know, go get in the lottery. You know what I mean? I'm sure you can build around a young piece right there. Who knows? If they do get someone who, obviously, there won't be another Luka Doncic, but they get someone who's like of talent, of super great, you know, superstar potential. Hold on to him and don't let him go. You did it with Jalen Brunson. You did it with Luka Doncic. You both fucked that up. You both messed that up.
I think the Mavs ceiling, I think they're going to agree. I agree with you. They're probably going to be the 10th seed. You know, they're going to get a play-in spot. They're going to barely scratch the play-in. You know, Phoenix isn't that far behind them, and Phoenix beat the Mavs today too. So, you know, but with the Suns, you know, that's a whole nother episode we could talk about. But with the Mavs, I think that they are a play-in team. I think if they do make the playoffs, they're going to be a first-round exit.
Yeah, they're not coming out.
You know, and if I'm the Mavs, I'm shutting down Anthony Davis. There's no reason why he needs to be playing anymore.
It's pointless.
Because what are you playing for?
Yeah.
What are you playing for?
And it sucks because you go from contention with the Lakers, who are now second, and then now you're basically all the way down the 10th seed, you know, with the Mavs, who, I mean, like I said, Klay Thompson's still Klay Thompson, but he's not the Klay Thompson of back then. Right, yeah. We've seen him in the past, what he can do, but I mean, it's just like, you're telling me you got AD and Klay Thompson. It's just shut it down. It's over. It's just no point. Yeah, it's just obviously you got to learn your lessons. This is a train wreck of a fucking season. It is. It's so bad for the Mavs. I feel so bad for them. But you know, I will say this: their counterparts, the Lakers, I think they're fucked. I think they're screwed. I don't know how you feel about that.
Like, in terms of, like, what do you mean
screwed? Because LeBron's hurt. LeBron's hurt, right?
And it's not the same injury as AD, right? Yeah, it's a groin strain.
Yeah. So AD had an adductor strain, and LeBron has a groin strain. Yeah, it was that play that he did on Jaylen Brown,
right? But it could have happened plays earlier. But the bottom line is, you know, LeBron James. For those of you again who've been living underneath a rock and who haven't seen the news, or for whatever reason you missed the news, LeBron James will miss at least 1 to 2 weeks, according to Shams Charania. You know. What do I think about that?
Give me your thoughts.
Along with, you know, the Lakers right now aren't playing with LeBron James for 1 to 2 weeks. Rui Hachimura's been out the last few games. AR's been coming back. Luka Doncic he looked like he was in agony last night playing against the Boston Celtics.
He still put up 30, but he put up 30.
He put up 30, but now he's questionable with the back injury. And I seen the Lakers roster prior to tomorrow's game against the Nets, where I think Dorian Finney-Smith is going to be out, along with LeBron James, and it begs the question. And Luka's questionable.
Yeah, that's never good.
Jackson Hayes was out, so the Lakers they fought last night. They really did. They fought against the Boston Celtics.
Well, they got their cheeks clapped.
They did, and you got to give credit where credit is due. But do I think that the Lakers are fucked? No, because I still think even without LeBron James and Luka Doncic, hypothetically, if Luka Doncic weren't playing, I think the Lakers could still win some games. Okay. And I take this back to the time against the Indiana Pacers where LeBron and Luka did not play. Luka was still recovering from his calf strain. LeBron was out that game, and AR put up a solid 40-piece against the Indiana Pacers, and they ended up winning that game. And the role players stepped up, but again, they had a fully healthy team. Rui was playing, Dorian was playing, Jackson was playing. I don't think the Lakers are fucked. I think they're gonna be. I think they're gonna be just fine.
I personally think the Lakers are fucked. My whole opinion with that is like, and it's not just because I'm a Celtic fan or any of that. I'm taking out my whole bias from this whole situation. It's just like, you guys, like, you have to understand the magnitude that LeBron James brings to the Lakers. Without LeBron, the Lakers aren't the Lakers. Luka's gonna be out. I'm not saying AR can't carry a team. Right, I'm just not saying like I'm just saying from this perspective.
He's that second again. He's that all-star. He's that good player who can be a supporting piece on a contending
team. He's a fringe all-star candidate. That's how I view Austin Reeves. This dude's a bucket getter, but like you're going up against the Nets. You got to ball.
We're talking about long term.
Long term. Look, like I said,
I guess let me take a step back. Short term in terms of the next, let's say 2 weeks.
I think they're screwed because here's the thing: if Denver gets hot, because we already know how the West is. We know how the West is. If the Lakers lose 1 or 2 games out West, Denver will easily catapult. Did Denver beat Oklahoma City?
They lost.
The
Lakers
City?
are second.
Okay, yeah. Well, I'm saying my point is like, if Denver starts winning games, if they start competing, Jamal Murray's been playing up to form, and Nikola Jokic still does his thing, and he gets all that supporting cast going.
Nikola Jokic looked hurt today.
Yeah, well, his back is hurt, right?
And he fell on his elbow.
Look, all I'm saying is like, look, they just better hope the Nuggets don't get hot. That's my opinion.
And go ahead.
My opinion is the Lakers are fucked. In the next week or so, they're fucked if Denver gets hot. That's a if. But I personally think, in my other opinion, I think the Lakers will be just fine. Uno's out here moving around and shit. But I think the Lakers will be fine in the long term, but in the short term, they're fucked. You know?
And if you look at this upcoming schedule, the Lakers, it doesn't get any easier. They go out and play the Bucks this week. They play the Nuggets. They play the Nuggets this week. And I'm not gonna even include Phoenix. They play Phoenix next week.
Yeah, we're not worried about Phoenix.
They play the Magic in this stretch. So I've looked at some of the games.
Those are trap games.
I've looked at some of those games for the Lakers, and I'm like, there are some winnable games.
They're winnable.
They're winnable games, and I think the Lakers can, prevail. Now it's just a matter of, can they continue with this continuity that they've been building without Luka Doncic? And if AR can continue to be that number one, because let me be real, the 1-2-3 punch of Luka, LeBron, and AR is probably one of the best 1-2-3 punches in the league.
Absolutely. I would agree.
And so, losing LeBron for a week or two, it's gonna sting. Losing Luka Doncic sting even more. But if we have at least Austin Reeves, AR playing, I think the Lakers are gonna be fine.
He's a fringe 20 point per game scorer.
I think the Lakers are fine. I don't think they're fucked.
Like I said, in the short term they are, in the long term they're going to be good. In
Lakers we trust.
All I'm saying is like in the Brooklyn Nets, they're playing the Brooklyn Nets, the Orlando Magic, and who else they playing this week? The Nuggets.
They're playing the Nuggets sometime this week.
Yeah.
During the 2 week stretch.
Yeah. Well,
and the Magic and some other teams I'm blanking on right now.
Yeah. Obviously, Boston was a test and they lost. I'm gonna go back to that game last night because that was a hard fought game. That was a well fought game, man. A little shit talking at the end. Just as a little reminder of who's the champions, and like everybody been saying it, and I'm gonna say it out loud. Defending champs, they're going back to back, and I'm telling you right now, you can mark my words, they're going back to back. But that's neither here nor there. right? All I'm saying is like, so the Lakers, what they have coming up, Brooklyn Nets. That's a trap game. I feel like that's going to be a trap game, right? Because obviously they're missing some of their key pieces, and they're going to Brooklyn. And Brooklyn's like a scrappy team, but they suck.
They'll be fine.
I'm sure they'll be fine, but it's a trap game. The Orlando
It is a
Magic
trap game, but they'll fight. They'll
the
be
Orlando
fine.
Magic, they can't lose to the Orlando Magic. I'm sorry, they can't. They can't.
The Orlando Magic though, you really can't sleep on them because
They're like 29 and 36.
Yeah, but they still have Franz and they still have Paolo Banchero. And the last time the Lakers played the Magic, they lost to them on a buzzer beater. If all I'm saying is just, I think the Lakers, can they beat the Orlando Magic? Yes. Will they? We'll see.
All I'm saying is like Orlando.
That's a test. That to me is a trap game. That's a trap game to me.
You want to know something? You know who the Orlando Magic remind me of? Just real quick, they remind me of the Houston Rockets. They free-falled. Obviously they're out east. The East sucks, right? Granted, the East sucks, but they remind me of the Magic. They're both young teams. They play really hard. They're led by their superstar players. They got up and coming rising players, right? You got Şengün, and you could argue what's his face, Jalen Green, right? You can argue those two, and you got a veteran Van Fleet. With the Magic, you have Paolo and you have Franz basically leading your team, and you can argue Jalen Suggs. You can argue whoever out there. My thing is like, the Orlando Magic, I'm not scared. I'm not scared of Orlando. I'm going to sit here and say they're going to be a tough first out, but I'm not scared. I wouldn't be scared of Orlando.
Yeah, I'm not scared too. All I'm saying is that it's a trap game. It's just one of those teams that you cannot sleep on. But yeah, going back to the Lakers and Celtics game last night, I thought that the Lakers, for the first, when they started off hot hitting their threes, I'm like, Lakers playing well. Considering the last time the Lakers played them out in L.A. and they beat them by 21 points, you can say Boston had a second night of a back-to-back, yada, yada, yada. Okay. Well, we're going to keep that energy. The Lakers last night didn't have Jackson Hayes.
Ain't nobody said nothing, though.
Jackson Hayes and all that stuff.
I never said anything, though.
No, but I saw some comments today.
Yeah, about that.
It's like,
I was thinking about that too.
Let's keep that same energy.
Same energy.
The Lakers. They prove they can hang with the best.
For 2 quarters.
Will they play? Will they make it to the finals? Maybe, maybe not. But the Lakers prove that they can beat the best teams out in the league, and they beat Boston by 21 on their home court. I don't give a damn if it was from second half. It was the second half of a back-to-back. Nope, they went out and whooped their ass. And you give the Celtics credit. They took care of home court. They went out and they beat the Lakers. Great. They played phenomenally. I'm just gonna keep it real. They played phenomenally for the first for the last 2 quarters of the game. They really they turned by half. By towards the end of the second quarter and by the end of the game, that's when the Celtics start to put the clamps on the Lakers. And I saw that. And the Lakers missed their free throws, missed some layups. So it costed them the game.
Yeah, like I said, you had injuries, whatever. You could throw that in there. Again, energy stays the same. But it's really interesting to see, how, obviously Luka and JB, everybody was watching that matchup because we all knew what happened last year with Luka and JB. JB put the clamps on him.
JB ripped Luka a couple times last night.
Yeah, those shits were good. I'm not gonna lie. He still got 30 piece on JB, but Luka had to work for that 30 piece, man. And that's what and that's what the thing is about being a good defender. It's not so much like holding your opponent, your superstar opponent, like whoever you're guarding. At the end of the day, everybody in the NBA is gonna get a bucket. That's regardless. Doesn't matter. But it's how hard you made them work. You could score 40 points, right, on 11 of 20 shooting. That's fine, But did you work for those? Did you work for those shots? You're at the foul line. You're doing all these little small things and become a good defender. And like I said, the Mavs single-handedly, like I said, with Luka, they. In the playoffs last year, we all knew what happened with Luka. He can't carry a team. His inability to carry a team. But we all knew what happened last night. JB put the clamps on him just like he did in the finals, and he made Luka work. And granted, Luka was hurt, but the Celtics came in. They smacked up their asses. It was done by the last 2-3 minutes of the game. It was over. And, because the Lakers made a run. I'm going to give credit. They made a run. It was a good run. Had me a little worried. Had me a little pissed off because the Celtics, I agree. Their issue is they can't hold on to fucking leads. They get a little too complacent. But we got someone in Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. And when you got that 1A option, it's like game over.
And then that's what, I think I want to circle back to another player that's, I think, under the most pressure, and that's Jason Tatum.
Yeah, Jason Tatum.
And, I'm going to throw in the whole Boston Celtics team, in my opinion.
Why would you throw the whole team under the bus?
And the reason why I'm throwing the whole team right now is because last year, we remember the Celtics run to the finals. Who did they play in the first round?
Oh, here we go.
Who did they play in the first round? Who did they play in the first round?
They played the Heat.
They played the Heat, a banged up Heat team. Who they play in the second round? Who they play in the second round?
Come on, man.
Who they play in the second round?
They played Cleveland.
They
had
Cleveland.
Donovan Mitchell for 2 games.
And they played Indiana in the conference finals. Tyrese Halliburton got hurt
for 1 game.
For
bro.
1 game.
For 2
and
games.
they made it to the finals against a Dallas Mavericks team that nobody expected to make it to the finals. No one expected the Dallas Mavericks to make the finals, but they made it. And you were supposed to beat them.
We're still having this argument.
And Jason Tatum even said it too. He said when we found out it was Boston, when we found out it was Dallas, he's like, at that point we knew we won.
I know you did.
And that's what I'm saying.
I ain't gonna lie.
And so that's why I'm saying, in my opinion, the Celtics and Jason Tatum too, because you're supposed to be the face of the face of the Celtics. Well, JB just clearly proved that you're not the face of the Celtics. It's clearly Jaylen Brown, So in my opinion, the Celtics and Jason Tatum are under the most pressure because last year was a cakewalk. It was a cakewalk to the finals. Let's see when you play fully healthy teams out there, because this is what's going to happen, and I 100% guarantee if the Celtics lose this year at any point, the narrative's going to be this. Celtics, easy run to the finals last season. Difficult run this season. Why? Because they played healthier teams. And that's going to be the narrative. The Celtics don't win. So the Celtics right now and Jason Tatum have the most pressure to win.
Look, I won't deny the whole Jason Tatum having pressure. I'm just gonna question about the whole the Celtics don't have
matchups. It's matchups. I get it.
It's all about matchup, but you're questioning the whole Celtics bench. All right,
I'm not questioning the whole Celtics bench.
Team. The whole Celtics team.
The whole Celtics team.
Yeah, the whole Celtics team. Let me rephrase that. I'm not worried about it, and you know why? Because the thing is we have something that some of these teams don't have. Probably the Thunder and Nuggets have it. This is what we have. We have continuity. What wins championships? You have
continuity and experience.
You have to have continuity and experience. I'm not worried, right? We already know what what's Cleveland's reputation. They're always there's a second round exit. I'm not worried. Will we see them in conference finals? I'm not worried. Am I going to say it's going to be a cakewalk? Absolutely not. It's not going to be a cakewalk. You ask me, I'm still taking my Celtics in 6. You put them in a 7-game series with Cleveland, don't sit here and say Cleveland's beating them. No, that's not happening. And if you think that for 1 second, I can already tell you thinking that for 1 second.
Yeah.
You thinking Cleveland can beat Boston in a 7-game?
I think so.
Get out of here.
In a 7-game series with the acquisition of DeAndre Hunter, I think so.
I'm not worried about that. I'm not worried about that. It's regular season. When the regular season, hey, that's fine. You can get your number 1 seed. But guess what? Are you going to turn it up? Are you going to turn it up in the playoffs? That's the thing. We know what Cleveland's reputation is, and guess what? When the Celtics run it back and they make it, and they play Oklahoma City, I'm not worried. I trust my Celtics. They're going to be a competition.
We'll see.
It's going to be a competition.
We'll see. I mean, the last year's run to me was a cakewalk.
Best road fucking team in the league. I don't want to hear nothing.
But they lost to the Lakers by 21 points.
See,
their largest loss of the season.
See, he's a Laker fan. He had to bring that in there. He had to bring that in there.
I just had to remind you. They lost by 21 points to the Lakers on their home court. No, I don't want to hear the second night of a back-to-back. Nope. Lakers lost last night by 10 points.
I said some salt with that, bro.
Lakers lost last night by 10 points and had most of their players were depleted.
Okay, what's your argument then, bro?
So the argument basically is saying is, for those Celtic fans out there who want to say that who want to talk shit about the Lakers, let's keep the facts.
Here we go.
Let's keep the facts straight.
Yeah,
Lakers didn't have a fully healthy team, and they couldn't, and that's why they lost last night.
Okay, so
It's the bottom fucking line.
If we're throwing this debate in there, then how we go talk about that game in January when the Celtics just got done with the overtime game?
Yeah, see,
make
there you
that
go.
Shit make
there you
sense.
go.
Hey, no.
I'm being fair to you. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. Yes, I get it. Second night of a back-to-back.
Okay,
but let's keep that same energy.
Okay, my energy.
And this isn't directed to you. This is directed to all the Boston Celtics fans out there. Don't want to hear it. I think if the Lakers meet the Celtics in the finals, it'll go in 7 games,
and the Celtics are gonna win it.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, I know. Hey man, you know all I'm saying is like if we got JB guarding Luka, I'm not worried. I'll let LeBron beat me. I don't fucking care. We'll let LeBron beat us. I'm just saying because I already talked about this. This is what the NBA wants, and that's what they're gonna get.
And that's what I'm saying. I wouldn't be surprised if the Lakers made it out the West.
I wouldn't be surprised either if the Celtics and Lakers
Celtics. I wouldn't be surprised.
Because think about the headline: 2 top teams, right? Say the Lakers hold on to their second spot. The top 2 teams, 2 storied franchises, right? 2 storied franchises make it all the way to the NBA Finals. Luka, Jason Tatum, LeBron, Jaylen Brown, Kristaps Porzingis, whatever, what the Lakers have. The Lakers have the pieces to make it. I wouldn't be surprised. I'm just saying, like, that's the whole narrative. That's what the NBA and the media is pushing for. And it's not, we're not stupid. We can see it. Right, but if you ask me personally, like after last night, I'm not even worried, dude. We can take care of the Lakers. It's just gonna. I'm not worried.
All right,
JB guarding Luka, I'm not worried about that matchup. We knew what happened last year.
We'll see.
We know what happened last year.
We'll see.
We know what happened last year. Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah. Isaac's lucky. He's not here, man. He would have gotten trolled. But poor Isaac, man. He's struggling. He's still.
Isaac was in his feelings this week about the Mavs.
I know.
If you guys see the short,
yeah. If you guys have not seen our short,
Dummiez on the Hardwood.
Dummiez on the Hardwood.
Kyrie Irving, Season from Hell. Comment, like, and subscribe. Yeah.
I don't know what to say. Season's over. Dummiez on the Hardwood. Yeah. Like, bro, he was dumb, bro.
Oh God, Isaac, come on, man.
All love, man. There's nothing but
love at the end of the day. But bro,
we just got to troll you just a little bit, bro. Just a little bit. We had to do it. I was saving it. Shit, bro. But Isaac, he's upset. He's hurt. And we get it, right?
We understand, Isaac. I understand too. But you know what? I'm a Laker fan, and us Laker fans, for the past 4 or 5 seasons, we've been saying this is our year, and we always come up short, and we always, for some reason, and we stunk. But this year, we're up and coming, dude. So you're gonna have to just sit in those feelings for a minute, ride it out.
Stew. It's gonna stew. It's not gonna feel good, but you're gonna be fine. You're gonna be fine. It's all gonna be good, Isaac.
But his reaction had me. That shit was funny.
If you have not seen our short, please follow us on YouTube or on TikTok and Dummiez on the Hardwood. That was classic. I almost cried laughing so hard. I saw
Isaac's reaction about Kyrie Irving.
So that's why Uno had to sit in here and watch him. Uno's sitting in here. He just listened to our shit, man. That shit was fucking funny, dude.
And Uno's probably laughing too at Isaac.
Uno's laughing hard, man. He's like, man, dude, this dude really in his feelings about this shit, bro. All love, Isaac. All love. Just know we love you, bro.
And in the group chat, he was like, I'm not going to come and do the podcast this week. I was like, what the fuck is this shit? We are not doing this, Isaac.
Oh, man.
No. But that's not the reason why he missed. He had some other reason why he missed.
He had other things
he had a family reason, but, he tried to pull that shit on us. I'm like, you ain't going to get away with that, bro. You're not going to just get away with that.
Yeah, it's just too much, man. That shit's too funny.
But no, that was funny. Before we close out, do you have any final words?
Nah, like I said, it's going to be an interesting last month or so of the NBA. It's going to be really interesting. I'm really excited to see where the seedings go and, just see who makes it, see any surprises, and, how the Lakers fare. Do they stay number 2 or they fall?
I think the Lakers are going to fluctuate between 2 and 3. But, if we want to avoid the Thunder in the second round, I think the Lakers are going to stay number 2.
Well, you better hope, because if they're number 2, they would play the Warriors. There's a possibility.
I'm not worried about the Warriors.
Man, they're balling with Jimmy Butler.
I'm not worried about the Warriors.
They're balling with Jimmy Butler.
I'm not worried about the Warriors.
I don't want to hear that.
Lakers in 6 over the Warriors every day of the week.
All right, that's what you say.
All right.
That's what you say.
Any other final thoughts?
No, that's all I got for you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you again. Please subscribe, like Dummies on the Hardwood, all platforms. Comment, show the love. Thank you. Have a good night.
Good night, guys.